Hello there, and today I'm going to do a leak. Since WWDC is around the corner, I'm going to do a leak of Cherry computer products. That's right. And since I'm the CEO of Cherry, I'm the most reputable leaker, because Mark Gurman is not Tim Cook. Anyway, yeah, my ideas are contradictory to Apple's Steve Jobs philosophy that Tim Cook has made worse. You know, Steve Jobs and Tim Cook, they're egomaniacs. Because of what they want to do to the computer industry. I'll have a rant on it later. But Apple plans on making MagSafe better. And then in a few years from now, they plan on taking the last port their phones ever had, taking it away. I mean, that's ridiculous. And they plan on doing that to Android smartphones too. It's like, without Cherry computer, your only option is the Raspberry Pi, because that has tons of ports. And making a Pi phone, running Android on it, or Linux. Regardless, what I was gonna say is that Cherry computer is gonna have like smartphones using desktop components and fully upgradable, and also it's gonna have fast charging and long battery life due to its increased batteries with its 2-inch thick case. Gonna be amazing, the smartphones, including 2 PCIe X16 slots. Each one is probably gonna be a 5.0 or a 6.0, depending on like models and how pricing is. And these are for Quadrillion's lineup of phones, regardless of what platform it's based off of. Like, whether it's Raptor Lake, Meteor Lake, or Merom Penryn Core 2 Duo. Regardless of what platform the smartphone processors are on, and same with the computers too. It'll have PCIe 5.0 and 6.0. However, while the smartphones will support 5G, they won't in general use that. People will prefer to use what I like to call no-G. A technology on Cherry phones that allows people to not pay bills at the end of the month and not have to have signal on their phones. And that'll be revolutionary. Google could have done that with what they decided to do with Google Fi. They decided to instead create a phone plan for themselves instead of revolutionize, because they don't like their customers, of course, just like Apple. So instead of revolutionizing by making phones that work without phone plans like they could have, they decided to create Google Fi instead. Man, what is wrong with these tech companies? Aren't they supposed to like their customers, not hate? So yeah, I'm walking through Garden City the same way I was before. And on the Cherry computers, XGA, Ultra XGA, ultra high res, CRT monitors come on Gen 3 and earlier, whereas Gen 4 and later use LCD and LED displays, such as the Mini LED and the ProMotion, HDR, XDR, that sort of stuff. Although that stuff is supported on the CRT models as well. That's when it comes to all-in-ones. Processors are going to be modified to work much better. And older processors like the Core 2 Duo will be modified to combine 16 Core 2 Duos into a 32-core monster that can perform very well. Cherry computers, as I was saying, have a variety of components from the ages that are modified to work well, so there's not a a supply problem with getting them. We'll probably be using TSMC's 7nm node for processors that are efficiency optimized rather than their performance makes them run hot, like Ryzen and Intel. Currently, my variants of them are going to be cool running like the Core 2 Duo was, or the Cortex A9 was. And Apple really thinks Apple Silicon's a good thing. Those CPUs are slow. They don't have hyperthreading. They don't go into very high turbo clocks. They have low base clocks, and they don't support eGPUs, no matter what tier it is on Apple's lineup. And their integrated GPUs are just, they're integrated. They don't support discrete GPUs, unlike my computers. Even the phones will have discrete GPUs on Cherry computer. So this is more like a comparison video. And of course, you'll see lineups like the Power Morello, Morello Quadri, Performary, LP, Classic, SE, Plus, 2, Sentra, and xMorello. You'll also see XBook, Forcebook, Mobility Performary, or Performbook. I guess it can be called either. And now we're arriving at the park. Anyway, some consumer electronics would be called Cherry Watch, xPhone, xPad, xPod, and lots more to come. Cherry TV. And then we're not going to launch this initially, but once probably a few months pass by and technology advances, we'll launch the Cherry headset, which can provide uniformity and help solve the world's problems through that. Like somebody who's, for example, somebody who's in danger from like Russia and Ukraine could put on a headset or just use the applications the headset has and then live in their own world safe. Anyway, we're walking on this path. I told you nearly about every Cherry product. There's also going to be printers, keyboards, mice, and peripherals, gaming gear. There's also it's going to be all sorts of stuff. Servers, workstations, storage vaults, and networking. Then the thin clients, which will be packaged. The ones with the Penryn CPUs are the original Intel Atoms. Those will have the midnight gray casing, just like the 20th anniversary Macintosh did, and the PowerBooks did. Oh no, we've got trouble. Dog. Let's hope it doesn't bother me, the dog. No! Why can't you get a cat? That's how obnoxious dogs are, even if they are trained like that one. Yeah, I said it. I said, get a cat. Anyway, back to this leak. Sorry about that nasty dog. Bastard. I decided to go this way instead, going around. Really should have listened to my senses and said, go around the other way. That dog could have killed me. And it was going to. But pretty much I've mentioned all of these Cherry products, and all of them are user upgradable. Oh, and I'm not planning on having any run on ARM Cortex processors, of how much of a jank architecture that is. I mean, the M1, its base clock of 600 megahertz. It's turbo 3.2 or 2.4, depending on which cores you're talking about. And people are fooled into thinking it's 3.2. Not another one. 3.2 base. For all the cores. Yeah, this might be a dog-heavy neighborhood, unfortunately. I'll have another rant coming up about that. Last time I made a dog rant, it was very ugly. It could have offended people, so I'm not going to do that in the next one. Okay, here it is. Down there is Old Country Road by the stop sign. So we're entering Mineola. Mineola, New York. But yeah, these computers are gonna like embarrass Apple, and Apple's not gonna be able to do anything about it because there's Steve Jobs' philosophy that they live by and never plan to change no matter what. So I guess Apple's doomed. Even with this VR headset, they're doomed.